how often in our marriage do we think about the things we fell in love with in our early days of love, before the wedding and maybe even before the ring. I know for me, Jevin's work ethic and his ambition were very attractive. And I also just really enjoyed the fact that he wanted to be around me all the time, no matter what I was doing, whether it was running errands or cleaning my house. He just liked being there. And that was really sweet. And it didn't take long, before we had our little ceremony, and it was beautiful and quaint. Then we had this extended vacation that I have great memories of in the mountains. It was beautiful. And if you've heard our story very much, you realize that as beautiful as that is, it got equally ugly for a time. But, I think what was one of the main things that pulled us through was the fact that we were able to keep in mind those what I call mountaintop experiences. We were able to remember those days and not allow Satan to take those away from us, remembering that we really were great together. We were really deep in love. And through these dark days and through our valleys, we were able to take those experiences and what God had given us, those jewels and the beauty of our relationship, down into the valleys with us, and knowing that we were going to come out of this. And I think Satan would really like nothing more than us to have, let's call it mountaintop amnesia. Just an amnesia where we'll forget those things and even become disillusioned by them, doubting whether they were ever real or did they ever really happen, so that we can let those go easily and move forward. But the problem is, moving forward without that thing that God has given us is not His will. And so we have to remember those things, and we have to decide that this is real and this is what God wills for my life. And I'm not going to let this moment, this valley, this dark place that I'm in, take what is real away from me, what is truth away from me. So I take these experiences and I remind myself, and whether that's you breaking out the wedding albums and the videos, rereading love letters, and whatever it is that brings you back to those moments and revives those memories to keep them alive in the dark days, in those days we are going to all experience. If you haven't gone through tough times in your marriage, you will. There'll be a time where things aren't great, where things are past the plateau, and you have to remember those beautiful moments that God has given you. And I think that a good example of that God speaks to us is in Habakkuk 2 and 3. He says, "Write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets, so that a herald may run with it. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." I think that scripture is telling us to make sure we write down those things, because there'll come a time that it will be easy to forget. But if we have those things written down, if we have those pictures and the scrapbooks and the videos to remind us, there'll come a day, there'll come a time that it will come back to us, and He'll return that to us, like He says in Habakkuk. I hope today that you take a moment, wherever you are, if you're in a plateau in your marriage, if you're in a deep, dark valley, if you're still on the mountaintop, I just want you to take a moment to just keep those memories alive with you, and know that God that brought you to the mountaintop, the God that is with you in the valley, is the God that's going to bring you back to another mountaintop. Thanks.